Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Andy R and this is the Brotherhood of Men, a channel solely dedicated at getting you men out there the best outcome in your life. Well, today's subject, what is it? Well, you saw the thumbnail, so it's no big surprise. I want to talk to you, my brothers, about the red pill effect. What do I mean by the red pill effect? Well, for a start, that phrase came back from a film that, can you believe this, was 1999, The Matrix. In that, Morpheus offered Neo, the hero if you like, or anti-hero, whichever way you look at it, two options, two pills. In one hand he had a red pill, and in the other hand he had a blue pill. And he said to Neo, he said, if you take the blue pill, you go back to your old life as though nothing has happened. If you take the red pill, we will show you the Matrix and how it works. And of course, Neo in the film took the red pill. I mean, it'd be a pretty short film if he went, no, I'm good, thanks, and took the blue pill. But he didn't. He took the red pill. And from that day forward, men specifically have been saying, I feel as though I've taken the red pill because I'm starting to see how we men are being treated by society, and especially by women, and I don't like it. And that's the point of the red pill analogy, is that once you've taken the red pill, you can't go back. Just like Neo in the Matrix, once he took the red pill, he couldn't go back to being ignorant again. You see life differently. You, my brothers out there, most of you are on the journey of the red pill, just like me. You're either completely red pilled and your eyes are wide open to everything, or at least you're on that journey. You're starting to see how the pieces fit together, and that you're being left out of that jigsaw because you're a man. How you're being mistreated as a man just for being a man. How society is trying to dumb you down, make you believe stuff that you logically know just doesn't work. This is one of the main reasons why so many men are walking away from relationships, because the relationships we're being offered are completely uneven. We could kind of put up with even, but that's not even being offered to us. So when I say the red pill effect, that is exactly what I mean. Now, before the Matrix, what did they used to say? I mean, we say the red pill effect. Well, there was a film that came out in 1939, and before we said, I've been red pilled, we used to say, I've seen behind the curtain. Because that film was The Wizard of Oz. And at the end of the film, she realised that this big all-powerful wizard was just a bloke talking through a microphone, and to an effigy that was pretending to be the wizard. And she managed, it was the dog actually, Toto the dog, pulled the curtain back enough that she could see just a normal man who was pretending to be the wizard. So before the red pill, it used to be, I've seen behind the curtain. But here's the thing, once you've been red pilled, the whole of life seems different. You see adverts differently, you watch sitcoms and documentaries differently, you watch films differently, you have more of a critical eye on what's being told to you. And you also see it with your man eyes. For instance, Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz. Now, I'm sorry if I'm going to ruin a classic for you, but quick synopsis of the film. A strange woman visits a strange land and commits murder on the first day there, and then goes on to commit murder again. Doesn't sound like a kids program, does it? Or a quick kids film. But that is the synopsis. The first day she gets there, she kills the Wicked Witch of the West. She killed. Did the locals, the munchkins, all gather round and string her up? No. She was... And in this film as well, every man that she meets along the way who helps her has something wrong with them. That's the portrayal. This goes back 1939. They were already portraying men in films as, one, slightly inferior, and two, damaged in some way. The first one she meets, he's not very smart. The second one, he hasn't got a heart. He's not empathic, he's not emotional. And the third one, he's a coward. Now, admittedly, they're portrayed to as different characters. The straw man, the idea that he hasn't got a brain. The Tin Man, because the Tin Man, a robot, hasn't got a heart. And the cowardly lion. Really? I can't think of any lions in the wild that are hungry, get all cowardly and won't chase down a deer, a zebra or whatever to eat. Even man, they'll chase us sometimes. They might back down from a fight from a bigger lion, but that's not cowardice, that's smart, that's self-preservation. But each one of the characters in that, each of the three men who helped Dorothy, it was just an innocent little girl. She killed someone day one. She's not innocent. And then at the end of the film, she killed somebody else. Oh yeah, she's so innocent, is little Dorothy. But that's how she portrayed. And that's how women portray themselves now. They would do the most horrendous, heinous things against men and then stand there and go, but I'm just a naive, innocent little girl and I didn't know what I was doing. That's probably why men end up serving a 64% longer sentence than women for the same crime. Or how about a man is more likely 3.4 times, not twice as likely, but over 3 times as likely to serve a jail sentence in the first place than a woman for the same crime. Hey, but society's equal, isn't it? It's 50-50. You see, this is what I'm talking about. You can no longer see things as it used to be when you were blue-pilled, when you were blind to what was going on around you. And that was one of the main reasons that I decided to set up this channel, was to give this kind of information to you guys out there, to say, you know what, I've got something to say and I think there's an audience out there to say it to. I had no expectation that anybody was going to listen to, me ranting away. but there is an audience out there. You, my brothers, you have gone, do you know what, this guy's making sense. And the reason I called it the Brotherhood of Men is because, well, it was actually something my daughter said. When I started the channel, I had this idea for it, and she started saying, oh, what you could do was shrink yourself into the corner and show clips of things happening and talk about them like that. And I went, no. That's not how I want to come across. No, I think of these men out there that are going through these struggles as my brothers, because I'm still going through the struggle, but I've been there. I'm now 57. I'm at that age where it's like, I couldn't care less. And most of my life, I've been like that. I saw things when I was in my 20s and that woke me up to what was going around. And you can't unsee them once you've been woken up. Once your eyes are wide open, you start listening with a man's ears, seeing with a man's eyes, feeling with a man's heart, and passionately thinking through things with a man's brain. You no longer think of what's best for society, because what's best for society isn't necessarily what's best for me or you. And when society is siding with one side of the population, over 50% of the population, as it turns out, in most countries, less than 50% of that country is men. But I digress. You start to wake up and see it and realise that when you haven't got my best interests at heart, I keep saying at the end of each video, look after yourself, because if you don't, who will? That's the whole point. If society hasn't got my best interests at heart, isn't passing laws to look after me, it's up to me to look after me. It's up to me to make the right decisions for me. I learnt the hard way how to do a lot of the stuff I'm explaining to you guys, so that you don't have to go through that grueling process, that you can have this information younger. hopefully I'm talking to, I know from my analytics that I'm talking to men from all age groups. I'm talking to older men around my age or even older who are going, you know what? Yeah, he's right. And I'm talking to younger men who are going, oh, is that right? You younger men, I want you to take this on board. I want you to learn these lessons before it's too late, for you to learn them. I don't want you to have to make the mistakes to learn those lessons. Let your brother Andy do this. So when my daughter said, make the chat, you could do this and all that, and I went, no. I want to talk as though I'm talking to my biological brother. I don't go to my brother, hey Mark, I've got something to tell you. Oh, what's that? Yeah, look, and then bring out a screen and here's a presentation and here's a clip and me at the side explaining it. No, I talk to him like I'm talking to you, face to face. Now, I might not meet you brothers in person. I try and answer all of the comments that you leave that I think is worthy of a comment. You know, something. Some of them are rhetorical and don't require an answer. But I try to show that I've seen them all because I really do think of you like my brothers. So this is one brother talking to another. That's why these videos are done the way they're done. It's like a conversation between us. I know it's a bit one-sided, but because you're not actually here and able to impart your side of it, but I'm trying to give information so that you can make better choices. That's what this channel's about. And I go back to the point of once you're red-pilled, you can't see things the same again. Like I said about the Wizard of Oz, you probably never thought of it in those terms. A young girl who arrives new in town by killing and then goes on to kill again. And in the meantime, she meets 3 men who help her, but she thinks are beneath her because they're all defective in some way. It isn't until a woman comes along at the end who's able to save Dorothy and she gets home safely, facing no consequences for her murder. No. And what happens to that? She's created a vacuum as well. There's now no Wizard of Oz where everybody can come from far and wide to go and see and get advice. He was doing that. She created a power vacuum. What happens to the populace? No, she just leaves that all behind. No consequences. Bye. I've killed twice. I've made fools out of those who helped me, but bye. You probably didn't think of the Wizard of Oz like that, if you know the story. But there are many films that when you're awake, you start to see differently. I did a video not that long ago about the one film that I think ruined women in relationships. If you haven't seen it, go and give it a watch. I think you'll get something from it and it'll at least open your eyes. Again, red pilling you. But let's take a film. I know, perfect film. The Hobbit. 3 films, all of them pretty long. I think it was a really good telling of the J.R.R. Tolkien Lord of the Rings stories. But the Lord of the Rings, sorry, not The Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings, 3 films. Really quite long, brilliant telling of that book. So let's break it down into a 1-sentence synopsis. A little guy goes a long way to get rid of stolen goods. I bet you never thought of the Lord of the Rings like that, did you? But that is exactly what all of that 6+ hours of filming was all about. A little guy going a long way to get rid of stolen goods. Do you see what I mean? Once you've got the red pill, once you've taken it, once your eyes are open, you see things completely differently. I talk about the chaos in women, the chaos of women, how they like drama, how they monkey branch with relationships, how they show signs of a posmatism. And if you don't know what that is, go and watch the video. What is a posmatism? But they show these signs, red flags for us that we can latch onto and go, well, that's a wrong one. I don't want anything to do with her. And there are many of those. And I'm going to do a bit of a mini series of videos called Red Flags, so that you guys can start seeing them for yourself. But the thing is once it's pointed out to you, you can't unsee it. You'll see it in your own mother maybe, your own sister, work colleagues, people you know, friends of yours who are women, and you look at them and go, yeah, you're showing all of those signs. You're showing all of that because your eyes are open. You've been red pilled. You can't go back and not see it, unsee it, unlearn things. Do you see what I mean? It's so important, the red pill. And I know that there's a lot of you guys out there who are getting stuff from this content, and you are my brothers. You subscribe to this channel and it's growing daily, and I really appreciate that. But I truly mean it when I say you're my brothers. That's why I do this. That's why I take the time, the effort to make these videos. It's for you. And your support to me has been invaluable. It's been, I truly, truly appreciate it. I love you guys like you would a brother, because you are my brothers. And if you're not already subscribed, if you're watching this and the analytics tell me that more than 70% of the viewers of my videos are not subscribers, hey, there's nothing to be afraid of. Nobody here's going to hurt you. Come and join the Brotherhood. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, because the two only work together. Also, on the way up, give the video a like. The video needs likes like women need attention. It helps the algorithm. So does commenting. Leave me a comment. Do you agree that once you're red pilled, you can't go back? Tell me in the comments. Tell me your experience of how, when you got red pilled, what woke you up. Tell me, because that helps the algorithm as well. And as I say, I want to grow this channel. I want us to be a massive army of brothers together in the brotherhood of men, learning together, experiencing things together, and getting better outcomes together. Anyway, I'm going for a cup of tea because I think I've earned one. I'll talk to you guys soon, but remember, take care of yourself, because if you don't, who will? And I mean that. Who will? You've got your back. Take care of it. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.